Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all glory, honor and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Bahara Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well, to the Akims on the highways and byways and those pushing this word in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. I was watching a lesson today by some beautiful brothers, and someone came up and was speaking about unity and amongst camps and so on and so forth. And that kind of got me thinking, which is why I'm just putting together these little food for thoughts. Unity isn't always a thing of us being in the same camp. For us to be able to have unity, like there's situations where I still fellowship with, and brothers still come fellowship with me, that we used to teach together. We used to be in the same body, but we still have that unity and we still have that love amongst us where we still contact each other by phone. Nothing has changed in that respect, and to me that is unity and love. And on the flip side to that, been in situations where brother we used to teach with departed, meant to have been in love. That was the message given, and by him and by us, but then we realized that they weren't showing that love, even though we were. They weren't showing that unity. So unity isn't always being in the same body. Some brothers get that wrong, like if you're not in our camp anymore, we don't want nothing to do with you. Some brothers even go as far as being respect of persons, in the sense of another situation where a beautiful brother, I haven't got nothing bad to say about the brother, very loving brother, but because of the camp he's with now, he doesn't have nothing to do with me, which I know that would be down to what they've told them. Now, like I said, we've had no disagreements between us, but now he won't even respond to a shalom in a text message or anything like that. Yeah, that's not unity, that's not love. That goes down to me as respect of persons, because now you're respecting what someone's telling you to do, even though you know that that brother's not offended you in any way. So, in the day of judgment, we're all going to have to answer for what we do. I can't stand up there and say, well, you know what, Lord, my camp members told me to do this and do that. That's not going to wash in that day. And it's the same with unity. Like I won't be able to say, well, because he wasn't part of our body anymore, I didn't want nothing to do with him. You can understand if they're going way off. Like I mentioned, the brother who said he left us in peace and in love, is now, totally teaching things that shouldn't be taught. And even outside of that, there's no love for the brothers that he used to be with. If you listen to some of the things that are said, you can see that there's no love. They're totally wishing death upon brothers and all of these kind of things. Like it's crazy, but I just like the way, when I was watching that lesson today, how one of the brothers dealt with the question that was asked, and he understood unity and he understood love, because he's been in a situation where he used to teach with me, but we still are able to fellowship together. We're not in the same body, but we're able to fellowship together. We still pick up the phone and call each other. Yeah, to me, that's still showing unity and love. It's not always a case of you being in the same body. And when this scripture speaks about, us joining together, I think it's, I use my phone, Zephaniah 2:1. Yeah, Zephaniah 2. Give me a second. Pull up at the lights. If I can bring this out. It's like Zephaniah. It says, gather yourself together, ye gather together, O nation, not desired. That's not necessarily meaning that you have to be in the same body, you know. Yeah, we're gathering together under the same mindset, you know, under a form of unity, under, you know, love. And the examples I just gave is a form of us still gathering together, even though we're not teaching in the same body, you know. But yeah, the thoughts I want to give is that we need to be a bit more understanding of what the scriptures are speaking about, you know. Like some brothers are like in a gang the way they operate in the body that they're with. Like if you're not with us anymore, you're ostracized, we can't even speak to you, even though it may not be that detrimental where you can't still have some kind of communication with the brother, even if it's to say how you doing, you know, hope you're well, so on and so forth. You know, we operate under a gang mentality, and you know, we have to bear in mind that we're gonna have to answer for everything that we do, be it good or bad. You know, these simple basic scriptures, it's nice to have the deep understanding of the scriptures, coming out and teaching them. But what about the small little things, which in theory are big things, you know, brotherly love. These things are forgotten. You know, if you're not part of my body, that brotherly love goes. So that shows, was there any brotherly love in the first place? And, you know, like I said, if someone leaves and you leave in peace, or even if you don't leave in peace in the sense of there's a disagreement where there was feelings of whatever when you left, you know, those feelings could be for the moment at that time, because we know that, you know, when we're upset, certain emotions may come, but then once you've settled down and, you know, you start to think over the situation, you realize, well, you know, I probably didn't need to act that way. So you can still have some kind of a communication, even if it's just a shalom with brothers, but some brothers just cut you off totally. So that unity thing isn't always, you know, being in the same camp, which some people think that's what it is. If you're not part of my body, then there's no unity amongst us. And if you are part of this body, once you leave, that unity ends. No, like that should only end if you've tried to show unity and love, and that person is not reciprocating it or showing it back. Then you just love them from a distance. Then you do what you have to do, you know, and I'll continue to do what I'm doing. But, you know, always leave that door open if their mindset change, because we have to answer for what we do. I can't answer for what a next man do. You know, how he responds, how he acts. And that's just something I wanted to touch on. Like, you know, going back to the lesson that I was watching with the brothers, I liked how they dealt with the question of the unity amongst camps and so forth. You know, yeah, so Lord willing, this was edifying. Just some thoughts I wanted to put down. Yeah, with that I'm going to close out. I'm going to give all glory, honor and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Yahara Kadash, Kwam Yasha Allah.